I'm like a bird, I wanna fly away. I don't know where my soul is. I don't know where my home is.
Who are you?
I'm the bird guy.
The bird guy?
Yeah, remember from the video we did for Spazmaster?
Polly want a cracker.
No. No, I don't remember that. Why don't I remember that? Remember nothing! What was I doing? Oh, right, the review.
Rio 2.
Rio 2 continues the story of Jesse Eisenbird and his new family when his owners discover that his species might not be as endangered as previously thought. Flying out to the Amazon, they discovered a whole flock of blue spix macaws, including his wife Jules' father. Now Jesse Eisenbird has to try and impress her father to earn his respect as a son-in-law. All the while, Nigel, the cockatoo villain from the first Rio, is chasing them down for revenge, and a team of loggers are illegally tearing down part of the rainforest. Now before going to see this movie, I gave the first Rio a chance, and I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised. While far from a masterpiece, Rio had a wonderful use of color and motion to make a visually appealing movie with a cast of wonderfully goofy characters that put a smile on your face. Where it mainly faltered was in its predictable, cliche-filled plot. However, the characters and visuals made up for that, and I would give it an 8 out of 10. Rio 2 is really similar to that in a lot of regards, in the sense that if you liked the first Rio, you'll probably like this one. All of the characters that come back from the first movie are enjoyable to watch. The actors are clearly enjoying their return to these performances, particularly Jermaine Clement as Nigel the Cockatoo. On top of this, some of the new characters are fun to watch, like Nigel's sidekicks, a silent anteater named Charlie and a frog in love with Nigel voiced by Kristen Chenoweth. As you can tell, I really liked this set of villains. They're so delightfully cartoonish and silly, almost to the same level as Yzma and Krunk from Emperor's New Groove. Unfortunately, this feeds into the main problem of the movie. All of the best things in it aren't there for very long. See, the villains I mentioned are actually secondary to the logging villains who I don't think even had names, let alone personalities. And then there's this set of tertiary villains that are red macaws who don't like the blue macaws, and then Jesse Eisenbird has a conflict with his wife's father and his wife's ex-boyfriend, and that eventually leads to a conflict with the whole family, and it's just too much for a 90-minute movie to take. It needs about 30 more minutes to properly handle all of the stuff in it, but it's not there, and the movie suffers greatly for it. There's this really weird moment where the third act just kind of starts. Characters are acting entirely differently, plot threads are just dropped. You know what? It feels like there's an entire chunk of the movie just sitting on the cutting room floor somewhere. That being said, I can't deny that the fun things in this movie were still fun. The movie is just as gorgeous as the first Rio. The use of color and motion, especially when they have the whole flock of macaws to work with, looks fantastic. The songs, while not very memorable, are enjoyable to listen to, and all of the characters from the first movie still work. There's just not enough of them. As it stands, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. Now, most reviewers would tell you that means the movie fails, but for me it means that it's a completely mixed bag. For every fun part, there's a boring part, and vice versa. Maybe give it a rental and see what you think for yourself. That's all for this episode of Keeping Current with King. Be sure to leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of Rio 2. Like, subscribe, yada yada. And don't forget to check out geekvision.tv, because our glasses will continue to stare into your soul until you do.
Psst, there's a link to Spazmaster's Talk Like a Pirate video in the description.
Who are you?